Hey everyone, welcome to Pocket Japan. Welcome to a new kind of video. It's going to be quite a big topic today. I'm going to try and teach you your very first kanji. Hopefully that's going to go well. It's the first time for me as well, so I'm a little nervous. And also, I need to give a little disclaimer that I am a foreigner. I am not a Japanese person, so I do not claim to have perfect handwriting. Please do forgive me if my kanji looks sloppy here and there. And but yeah, still, I think I can teach you quite a lot of things. Besides every kanji that I teach, we will also get all the pronunciations and some example words around the moving part of the video. Also note that I am not using an actual pen on paper, but I'm using a stylus on my computer, and I still have to get used to it a little bit. So my kanji are not going to be the best looking out there. Anyway, let's get to it. The first kanji that I would want to teach you, by the way, if you don't know your hiragana and katakana yet, so if you don't know what any of this means, for example, then you should probably first watch my videos on hiragana and katakana, because these are the most basic writing systems, or alphabets, as you can call them in the Japanese language, and only after knowing them quite well can you get started with kanji. So just take your time. Otherwise, if you still want to proceed with this video, then yoroshiku onegaishimasu, I guess. Let's do this. Okay. So the first kanji that I want to teach you guys would be the kanji for sun or day. It's a very common one, and it is written like this, kind of. So what do we have here? We have a box with a stripe in it. I'm going to call them strokes from now on. When you write a box like this, so even with the katakana ro, for example, you write it in this order. So first you do the left-hand side of the box, then you do the upper and the right-hand side in one stroke. So you have to keep them connected. Something like this would be wrong. And then you close the box at the bottom. That's how you make the box. And the box in this case has another stroke in it, so let's continue writing it. First we have to do the stroke inside, and then we close the box off. That is the kanji for day or sun. Now, to give you some example words, I'll give you about 3 of them, some of the really important ones. The first big one that comes into mind is just the kanji by itself, and it's pronounced as hi, and it means the sun, or day, depending on how you use it. Then, furthermore, you have the character for, you have the word nichiyobi. Now, the second kanji for nichiyobi is quite an intense looking one. Don't worry about that. It's actually just divided up into like 3 parts, so it's not that difficult to remember, but we're not going to teach you that one today. This is nichiyobi, and it means Sunday. It's the day of the week, and since it has a character for sun, it makes sense, I guess. Here you go, Sunday. My writing is not that good. As you can see, it actually has the same kanji, the kanji for sun, in there twice. So yeah. I mean, for all the days of the week, it's always going to end on the kanji for day. And then lastly, a very important word, especially since you're here on my channel, is the word nihon, which means nihon. I can't do 3 things at the same time, and it means Japan. The country of Japan. Or actually, the kanji, if you take a look at the meaning of the kanji, it kind of says like the origin of the sun, or like the land of the rising sun, if you have enough imagination. The funny thing, or like the cool thing about this word nihon, is that you can just add a kanji to the word and you get a whole different word. So you have the character for person behind there, like so, then it becomes nihonjin, and it becomes a Japanese person. Or the character for language, Nihongo. Oh, excuse me for my awful handwriting. I'll teach you the kanji properly at some other point. That would be the Japanese language. So that's the first kanji. It's not that difficult. It kind of looks like an actual sun. You can check my kanji introduction video for that if you want some more information on how to study kanji. It's probably going to be helpful. Now let's move on to the second kanji that I want to teach you, and that would be the kanji for book, or main, as in main office, and it's also not very complex. Here you go, and it's pronounced as hon, mainly, or sometimes moto, depending on the word. But usually, when you see it, it's usually hon. So let's write that again. It's kind of like a cross, as in the Christian cross. So the vertical stroke is a little longer than the horizontal one, and the cross has 2 legs and a little stroke in the middle, like so, and that means book. Here you go. Now, some very important words, or common words, I guess, would be just the kanji by itself. It's pronounced as hon, and it means book. Another word would be, well, why not? Yeah, I guess why not? Here's the kanji honnin, and this means honnin, and this means the person in question. Oh, person in question. Oh, my handwriting is quite awful today. Thirdly, another one, very important. It's kind of a formal way of saying it, but if you have the character for hon followed by the character for day or sun, which we just saw, then you would get the word honjitsu. Honjitsu, and it means today. But there is actually a more common word for today, and that would be kyo. And it's written like so. But if you want to be more formal, you can use the word honjitsu. Honjitsu wa. Sometimes in the news, like the news reporter might use that word. And then last but not least, you'll come across this one quite a lot, especially in manga and anime, as far as I know, would be the kanji honto. It's a na adjective, so honto na. And it means truthful or really, or like real or something like that. Honto. There we go. That's the second kanji out of the way. Real. Now let's move on to the third kanji. Yeah, we're just going at our own pace, I guess. Still, I think this is going to be a very informative video, or it's turning out to be one. Now, the third kanji is probably the easiest one, or one of the easiest ones in the Japanese language, and it's the kanji for person, and you write it like so. With a little bit of imagination, you can draw a head on there, like so, and some arms, and it kind of looks like an actual human being. But this is a person, and it's pronounced as hito by itself. Hito. Person. Some other words using this kanji, basically if you have any country followed by the kanji for person, you get whatever the country is, jin. So that would be a citizen of the country itself. So let's get to some examples. America jin. The katakana America, meaning the United States, of course, plus jin would be America jin, an American person. Or, oh, that's quite an ugly one. Here you go. Oh, 中国人. 中国 means the middle country, it means China. 中国. 日本人 means a Japanese person, etc., etc. That's quite an easy kanji out of the way. Let's move on to the next one, and it's related to the days of the week, or celestial objects, if I guess you could say. You can say both. And it's the kanji for moon. Quite a difficult one to write in the beginning. It's pronounced as tsuki by itself, and usually it's pronounced as getsu or gatsu if it's in a compound word, so together with other kanji. Make sure that, well, this may be a bit exaggerated, but make sure that your first stroke is a little slanted to the left, and your second stroke has a hook here at the end. I'm going to encircle it now. Of course, the circle part is not part of the kanji. Followed by similar looking two strokes like this. So this means the moon. Here we go. So following the trend of Nichiobi, you could get the kanji for Getsuyobi. Getsuyobi. And it means Monday, of course. Monday. The next kanji that I could teach you would be, any number. So for example, go, 5, followed by the kanji for moon would be gogatsu, in this case, as in the 5th month, as in May. Gogatsu. You could alternatively have ichigatsu, nigatsu, sangatsu for January, February, March. If you can count to 12, then you can say all the months of the year, I guess. Another important word, or a distinction to make when using the character for moon or month, when you actually want to talk about months, is that there is a different way of saying a month of the year, as in gogatsu, or saying a length of times. For example, I went to Japan for 2 months, then you would say ni, which means 2, followed by a small katakana ke, or a katakana ka, depending on how you want to say it, but usually it's ke, and then the kanji for moon. And that would be pronounced as nikagetsu. And this would be 2 months in duration. Whereas the other one, in this case, it's the 5th month, so that would be May. So be careful not to say, I went to Japan in May, or I went to Japan for 5 months. Like if you say it wrongly, if you say 5ヶ月 instead of 5月, then the meaning of the sentence is completely different. Now let's move on. I'll try and get 2 more kanji in there. I thought I was going to get more in this video, but it's actually quite difficult. Oh yeah, let's do this one. This is a very important one. It means me or I, and you write it like this. It's pronounced as watashi, and I think everyone knows what it means when they hear it, so you write it like this. First the slanted stroke, then the cross. It looks a little bit like the tree kanji, which we just saw, like the book kanji, excuse me, not the tree kanji, well, also tree. And it's pronounced as watashi. Watashi wa, and then you can say your name. Desu is how you pronounce, how you introduce yourself. Watashi. Now some words. There are not that many compound words to make. First, of course, the kanji by itself, meaning me or I. Watashi. Something else. I guess private, as in private university, would be shiritsu. Shiritsu, and then university. The university part, daigaku. Shiritsu daigaku. A private university. What else could I show you in here? Well, not that much actually. It's just watashi. Usually you use it as watashi. Oh well, a last one I guess is when you want to say us as in plural, you can have watashi tachi. Watashi tachi. Watashi tachi. These 2 kanji after by themselves, well, followed by each other, is pronounced as watashi tachi, and it means we or us, the plural of me and I. Okay, now let's move on to, well, maybe we can squeeze in 2 more kanji. Let's erase all this again. What to go with? I have some kanji here in front of me. Yeah, the kanji for man and woman is probably still doable. First kanji for man. It's a square with a cross inside, followed by what looks like a katakana ka. You write it from the upper part first, and then you go on to the lower part. Actually, this is 2 kanji combined, so this kanji by itself means a field, as in a rice field, hatake. And you add this together with the kanji for power, like this, chikara. So like a workforce on the field would be a man. I guess in ancient Japan that would definitely be the case. And it's pronounced as otoko. Otoko. By itself. Otoko. Other important words or words that you'll see often is the more formal way of saying man or masculine or a male, and that would be the kanji for man, followed by this. Yeah, and this is dansei, and it means man, male. Okay, dansei is the pronunciation. This is a bit more formal. What else do I have here? Ah, yeah. Danshi. I'm going to teach you the kanji for child while I'm at it. Danshi. This is the kanji for man and the kanji for child, and it's pronounced as danshi. And it means young man or boy. Oh, it's not tanshi, but danshi. I have to add the tenten there. There we go. Now onwards to the last kanji. The kanji for woman. I always found this one to be quite difficult to write because it's very unorthodox, or it looks unorthodox. This is how you write it. It's pronounced as onna by itself. So first you have this little bracket like this, followed by the stroke like this, and then the horizontal one to finish it off. So this is pronounced by itself as onna. Oh, onna, not onta, onna. Not really paying attention. Okay, and now to go, well, parallel to danshi, you also have joshi, as in a young girl. The on reading of this kanji is jo, joshi, girl. And similarly, instead of dansei, you can also have josei. And it's a little bit more formal, a more formal way to say woman or female. Here we go. Now, that's going to be it for the first lesson. I think I taught you about 6, 7 kanji, probably, maybe 8. I was hoping to do 15, but I guess I'll have to I'll have to do it a bit more slowly. Still, hopefully you're getting something out of this. I think the main thing that you can get from these kinds of videos is probably the stroke order, so now you would know that this is the way how you write woman, and not first the horizontal one, and that's just simply wrong. So hopefully that's going to help you out a little bit, because there are a lot of mistakes, potential mistakes that you can make if you don't get proper guidance through learning your kanji, and we want to get the good habits in there as we get started so that we can remember them and keep using these good habits when we learn more complicated kanji, the more fancy ones, like for example, yomu, which means to read. Quite an awful mu, if I do say so myself. Here we go. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. The visual aspect of these videos are probably going to change quite a lot. I still have to kind of look for what way of teaching is the best, but I really enjoy making these kanji videos, so just feel free to keep on following my channel if you want. And if you have any other advice, then please do let me know. I would love to hear. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next lesson.